Mia Prescott had always trusted her instincts. So when her husband, Daniel, started coming home late from work dinners, her pulse quickened with a mix of dread and determination. It wasn't the first time she'd sensed something off. Daniel's phone would light up in her presence, and he'd slip it into his pocket without a word. But Mia needed proof. She began quietly, a casual question here. Who's Mark? In an old text thread, a hesitation-filled pause there. Oh, it's nothing, just an editor. Each slip added another piece to the puzzle. Then one afternoon, Mia borrowed Daniel's laptop under the guise of printing an invoice. When his email was already open, she scrolled and froze at the subject line, "Our secret place." Inside, messages dripped with intimacy, dinner reservations, inside jokes, even plans for a weekend in New Orleans. Daniel wasn't just flirting, he was deeply involved. That night, Mia stood in the foyer, phone in hand, replaying their last anniversary dinner in her mind. She remembered his forced smile, the way he had to answer an urgent call before dessert. Every memory stung. Over the next week, Mia collected evidence, screenshots of flirty texts, photos of Daniel with another woman in a cafe, in a park, always careful to avoid her notice. She printed copies and tucked them into a slim black portfolio. Then she called her closest friends, Lauren and Carlos, explaining her plan. They agreed to be there as witnesses. The setting would be Daniel's big gallery opening, where he'd unveil his new photography series. Related to the affair, Mia's mind whispered, it was perfect. All the faces, all the truths would come out under the soft white spotlights. On opening night, the gallery buzzed with art patrons and champagne flutes. Daniel smiled for the crowd, proudly gesturing to his work. Mia entered quietly, dressed in charcoal gray silk, her portfolio discreetly clutched under her arm. Lauren and Carlos flanked her, eyes steady with support. When it was his moment to speak, Daniel took the microphone. This collection, Intersections, is about the hidden moments that shape our lives. He paused, then gestured toward a blank wall at the back of the room. But before we proceed, I have a special dedication. Mia stepped forward, heart hammering. Daniel's brow furrowed. She opened her portfolio and laid out the prints one by one on a long table. Screenshots of messages, candid photos of Daniel with his mistress, ticket stubs for their secret trips. A hushed gasp rippled through the audience. What are you doing? Daniel hissed, crimson creeping up his neck. Mia, please. She raised her voice just enough. This is the truth you didn't want anyone to see. She tapped the first image, that text from March, asking her to meet at our place. And here, she held up a photo of them in a cafe, her voice steady, you pretending to work late. Daniel's face crumpled. The other woman, her name was Olivia, stood at the back, frozen in white linen, phone in hand. Shock and guilt warred in her eyes. Lauren and Carlos emerged, gathering the prints with Mia. You deserve to see what he's been hiding, Mia said softly to Olivia. And so does he. Silence stretched a moment too long. Then murmurs swelled into open whispers. Daniel's supporters melted away. His editor friend looked embarrassed. Daniel dropped the mic and fled through a side door. Olivia followed, shoulders hunched. Mia stood alone in the gallery's bright light. The crowd's gaze shifted to the photographs on the wall, images of unpacked truths, then back to her. A few people offered quiet condolences. Others simply stared, uncertain how to respond to real-life drama crashing into art. That night, as the gallery emptied, Mia packed up what she could. She didn't stay to watch Daniel's downfall. She knew enough. Outside, the cool air brushed against her cheeks. In her hand, the portfolio felt lighter now that the weight of secrecy was gone. Mia slid her phone from her pocket and called Lauren. Thank you, she said. Then she let herself cry. Tears not of betrayal alone, but of relief. The affair had been exposed, the lie laid bare. And in that honest reckoning, Mia found the first flicker of freedom. The days that followed felt oddly calm, eerily quiet after the emotional explosion. No more second-guessing texts. No more searching for Daniel's scent on his shirt when he came home late. The truth was out now, exposed under gallery lights and whispered through social circles. Mia moved fast. She contacted a lawyer first thing Monday morning. There were no children involved, which simplified things. The house was in both their names, but the lawyer assured her, with documented infidelity, the negotiation would lean in her favor. Mia handed over every piece of evidence, the same portfolio that had humiliated Daniel in public. It wasn't just revenge. It was survival. By Wednesday, the local art blogs had caught wind of what had happened. Photographers' intersections show interrupted by wife's bombshell revelation. One headline read, another, private life, public canvas, the collapse of Daniel Prescott. Daniel didn't call. He didn't text. He disappeared. But others did. People she hadn't spoken to in months. Former college friends, Daniel's ex-colleagues, even Olivia's ex-boyfriend, reached out with stories. Turns out, Olivia wasn't the only one. Mia had only uncovered a corner of a larger, mold-ridden truth. One afternoon, she met Lauren at their favorite cafe, the same one Daniel had once taken Olivia to, though Mia chose to reclaim it. I keep thinking I'll feel worse, Mia confessed, stirring her coffee. But I don't. That's because you're finally seeing everything clearly, Lauren said. You never deserved the lie. He made you feel like the crazy one, like you were imagining things. Mia nodded. And now I know I wasn't. That night, she boxed up the last of Daniel's things, photos from happier years, a few worn t-shirts, and the film camera he used to carry everywhere. She placed the box on the front porch with a note. Your truth was never art. It was just a lie in high resolution. M. He came by in the middle of the night to pick it up. Mia knew because the camera footage showed him standing in the porch light for several minutes, staring at the note without touching it. He never rang the doorbell. Months passed. The divorce finalized quietly, favoring Mia. She kept the house, half the savings, and full peace of mind. She also kept the portfolio, not as a trophy, but a reminder. Eventually, Mia returned to the gallery, not Daniel's, but a smaller, cozier one run by a friend. There, she began curating exhibits that told stories of real women, raw, honest, defiant. Survivors, not victims. She even created her own installation, a series called Uncovered. Each piece showed an everyday object paired with a quote from real women who had uncovered betrayal. A lipstick-stained collar next to, he said it was the dry cleaner's fault. A dinner receipt with 2 names under just a business meeting. At the end of the exhibit hung a mirror. Beneath it, the face of someone who chose truth over comfort. People stood there for a long time looking at their reflections. So did Mia, and for the first time in a very long time, she smiled. Would you like a spin-off or alternate POV, e.g. Daniel's or Olivia's? A year later, on the anniversary of the gallery night, Mia stood outside the same building, this time not as a wife unraveling her world, but as a guest of honor. Her exhibit, Uncovered, had been extended twice and was now traveling to other cities. Interviews poured in. Women messaged her from all over the country, some thanking her, others finally finding the courage to walk away from their own betrayals. As she walked the gallery floor, people nodded at her in recognition, not because of the scandal, but because of the strength that followed it. At the far corner, a small frame hung quietly, a handwritten note under glass, the same one she had left Daniel on the porch. Your truth was never art. It was just a lie in high resolution. It was no longer about him. It was about her reclaiming her story and helping others find the courage to do the same. Mia took one final look around the room, then stepped outside into the golden evening light. She didn't look back. The truth had already set her free, and now she was finally moving forward, unapologetically, beautifully, and completely whole.